Hey guys, it's Jenny from Crazy Crafts, back in the kitchen because only flat space I've got right now. We're just going to go through again about the switching over of inflatables from US to AU power. So I have this one here, Zero from Night Before Christmas, or Nightmare Before Christmas, sorry, that I've just pulled out of the box. So I'm going to go through with you what to do. Now I did get out changeover power adapter, which is actually sitting there right now because I've already taken it out of the container. Oh, out of the box, other box, right? So you can see on here, it says here that it wants, oh, this one says 0.3 amp. Anyway, the point is it's a draw, not a feed, so it will, I think that says 0.6 amp, that's what I want. So anyway, it will take what it wants because it's drawing through this. So as long as it doesn't draw more than what this specifies, then you should be fine. So this one says the output is 12 volt DC at 0.6 amps. So this one you can't see because that one's a sticker and this one's been laser etched. Oh, you might be able to see it on the camera. So here again, the output, 12 volts and 0.6 amps. Don't worry about the wattage, that's just math between the volts and the amps. So yeah, so we're replacing this US power one back in the box with this AU power one. But I need to get, excuse me, I need to get this cable off because this cable doesn't fit into that thing. You can see that's a different size. Just is what it is. So the first thing you need to do is undo the zip. So now that by the magic of cameras we've got the zip undone, we need to turn the fan out the other way because the power goes through the fan. That's what provides the push. So you need to get this off. Now I did try this in Queensland and ambient temperature was a bit warm and it was a bit, a bit messy. So I wasn't able to do it. But down here in Melbourne, this will just flick off pretty easily. Let me just drop it somewhere so you can watch. Just get under it and it'll just flick off like that. That's perfect. Alright, then we need to desolder these and replace these black wires with these black wires. So the other thing I need to do though is to lift this out, and it's a bit tricky without breaking it, so be careful. There we go. Alright, so it's just a little clip thing that holds the wires in. So don't lose that, you might need it. Put it back in here when you're done. Alright, now I need to get the soldering iron sorted so that I can get that done. Oh, one other thing we need to do before we go too much further, because I don't want to be putting the soldering iron near the plastic. Find the cable tie. These are long for a very good reason, but for those of you who don't know how to undo cable ties, because we do want to undo this one, I don't want to replace it with a different one, and my hand's in the way, so but you can see now, see this little tab in here, you can push that forward, and with 4 hands, but sometimes 2, you can get that little tab to run back up the cable tie. Now I'm going to need 4 hands to do it, so if it goes out of focus you'll have to just bear with me. You should do anything that you can get under here to give pressure. So get this And if you put some pressure on it, pressure everywhere. This wants to curl back. Oh my goodness. Hard to do on an angle when I'm trying not to get my fingers in front of what I'm doing. Let me get the, sometimes it's easier to just get the, oh, there we go. And don't lose that. Did move a little bit. Need it to move a little bit more though, so I'll try again. But we don't want to push that down. So we can do it left-handed, might help. Okay, I don't know if you saw that move, but it's now big enough. We'll just slip out over there, and we can pull this black wire all the way through the hole in the inflatable, because we no longer need this black wire. Alright, so now we need to heat the soldering iron up and release those, so I'll be right back when it's ready. Okay, put the camera on a stand so it was easier to work with, but yeah, the easiest way to do this is that little silver side on your soldering iron. Make sure it's facing the solder. It's the quickest thing to heat it with. This is not the best soldering iron in the world. It was probably the cheapest one at the time. So we're just going to heat this solder until it releases. Just got to get the right angle though. And this is a low temp soldering iron, so every chance that it'll take a lot longer to release than. There we go, that solders. Okay. This one. Oh, that's all right. Doesn't matter if the white one comes off as well, because right. Black wire is now no longer attached, so it can go away. What we do now want is this wire. Now, when you get these, see this one's got the grey stripe, dotted stripe along the side of it. That's the, got to be matched on here with the grey stripe on this one, so it's this side, and I think that says positive over there, but it doesn't matter just as long as the match is match. I do need to, oh look, I've already separated this one a little bit. So yeah, you do need to separate that a little bit just so you can work with it. And some extra solder is always handy, because my low temp solder will make this melt faster. And I'm just fortunate that I'm kind of ambidextrous, so I can do this from different sides. Alright, so let's check this out. That's alright. I'm going to take this one out as well. Come on. Definitely need 3 hands. I've got a third hand thing, but it's just not as deft as what could happen if you had 3 actual hands. Right, fine. Let's do it this way. Oh, come on. Okay. Right, solder, get out of the way. We've got plenty now, so just clean this up a bit so it's Alright, so I'm got a good memory some of the time. So grey stripe and grey stripe go together. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's get the white one back in first, because it's tricky to do them both together. Come on. Okay, that's my doorbell. I'm going to have to go and answer it, so I'll be right back. Okay, where were we up to? Chinese people at the door selling religion. Oh my goodness. Don't they have anything better to do with their tays? Alright, the one with the lines on it goes on this side. I'm getting there. Oh. Apparently not. You're trying to put two wires and you can't twist them together. It can be a little bit tricky. Alright, that one's stuck on. Let's get the other one stuck on. Let's just add a little bit more solder to start with. Oh, that's still wet. Oh, dang it. See what I say? I mean about three hands. That thing keeps moving. I just need somebody paying attention to hold it in place. And my third hand unit is not capable of holding something like this. Now it's really irrelevant how pretty your solder is there, because it's going to end up underneath the hot glue. On that note, I guess I should turn my hot glue. It's going to have black hot glue, because my hot glue gun for the clear hot glue is not functional at the moment. Okay, so while this heats up, although you can see I'm nearly out of black hot glue, so I've just grabbed a clear stick to push it through. So I'll do that when it's ready. And let's put this little dob of hot glue in my drip spot so I don't get it on the kitchen bench. But I'm just going to take the inflatable over to the other power point and make sure that my soldering's all working properly. So let's undo this. Now, the white wire is all the lights inside it. That's sort of got to stay connected. So I'm going over here to the toaster. Okay, my ball joint on this is not working properly. Going over here to the mess that is around by the toaster. Plug that into a power point and turn it on. And we have, I don't know if you can hear the fan working, but I can feel it working. And the lights are flashing, so all is good to go. Come back over to the bench here and get this hot glue put on there. These little green lights on the hot glue gun Makes me think it's ready. So you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to put a big blob of this waterproofs the electronics. That'll do. Pull this clear one out before it takes in, because I have to find another black one. Alright, so we're done for there. Turn that off so it doesn't drip anywhere it's not supposed to. Now, remember this little black clippy thing I told you not to lose? I'm going to use a pair of pliers and put the white wire and the black wire over here in this little cavity, and then push that back in. It just clicks in, it's really easy, and for all intents and purposes looks just like a ball one. Alright, now we need to put it back together. So, not difficult, but got to do it the right way. Now, first trick is the black wire needs to be on the outside. So, find our zip in our hole. Oops, sorry. So here's our hole. Now our fan needs to go in through the zip and out through, part of it out through that hole. But the black cable with the power on the end of it, you can take the power plug off the end of it to feed the wire through, needs to come through the hole. Uh-oh. Got hot glue somewhere. No. In the zipper. Damn it. We'll wait it a bit longer for the hot glue to... Alright. It'll be fine. We'll wrap it around this white cord. Let's go that way. White cord. Oh my goodness. Where am I? Keep finding little cable ties just hanging off wires like they forgot to take them off when they made it. Alright, so need to have the cable tie go back into that ridge, and this wire just comes up and goes through either of those holes. Really, it doesn't make a difference, but it will pull it tight underneath there as I pull on this to give it a semi-airtight seal. I've pulled it up quite tight now, and then this long bit just feeds back inside the there, so you can, you know, a bit of hot glue on the... Alright, I'm going to let that dry, but essentially all we're going to do now is do up the zip and pop it back in the box after I scratch these bits of hot glue off once they actually dry. Alright, so we're done there. I'll show you that inflated later on. Okay, so the hot glue is dry and I've done the zip back up. I just thought I'd point out to you that this is the middle point of the 3-meter cable that I've supplied with the power adapters I got. You'll note that's where that comes to, and it's almost the halfway point, so I suggest that these ones that came with it were only about maybe a metre or 20, a metre 30. So when you get changeovers done by me, you'll end up with extra length. Now I'm just going to make sure this all works. Go down on the floor here, plug him into the power point that's sitting on top of the toaster. And a few people have asked to see what this Zero actually looks like, so here you go. In my opinion, he looks like Zero. Not that I've actually seen Nightmare Before Christmas. Not that I've refused to watch it, but I just haven't watched it. Let's, I don't know, maybe it's a... He seems to have flaps. Maybe it's like one of those annex things that you put on your... Not an annex, what is it called? That you put on your tent. I was trying to think of that word the other day. So maybe... Alright, so you can get the creases out of him, but because he's been in a box for so long, he's going to be a little bit creased up. Looks like the only light's in his head. He does have a little pumpkin on the tip of his nose. Mouth's open, some darkness there. His ears don't inflate, they're not like they're sewn in, so they'll just hang. Got a pink collar, and otherwise that be Zero. So I'll double check the price, but I think he's going to be about $140, including the power changeover, just purely because he came out of America and I had to spend 15 minutes changing the power over and the cost of the power thing. So if anybody wants him, he's now available, ready, working and happy to run. One last quick note, those of you who met me or at the truck to pick up goods or the container or whatever, oh, excuse me, suffered exhaustion driving 4,500 kilometres in 5 or 6 days, may have got one of these in a Christmas card. These are a cable tie. So what you do is this end or the other end, it doesn't really matter, but I usually put it on the plug end. Put it underneath and feed the end words up. I want you to always be able to see my business name. Through the, another two-handed job, I'm trying to do one-handed. Through the hole in it. Pull it all the way through until it's tight and just squish that back on there. And then you roll all this cable up. So let me do that, because that definitely needs two hands. So right back. So once you get to this point, I've got all that rolled up in there, and we wrap this around here. So again, let me do that, I can't. Alright, so there we are. So cable all neatly tied up. It is Velcro, so it will stick. A lot of times you'll find that these are not attached when they're in the box, because we don't want the prongs here poking through the fabric while it's in transit. And if anybody wants this, I'm likely to have to post it to it. So just ease this out. Another two-handed job. Oh my goodness, hang on. Alright, there we go. It's out. Magic of cinematography. So yeah, this piece can just go in the box so that it's not poking into the fabric, and this bit doesn't matter, and you just plug that in and screw it on when you want to inflate it. Alright, I'm going to box him up now, and we will make another video when I have something else to do. Alrighty, thanks people, catch you on the flip side, bye.